So for most people, most of the time, from what I can tell, they're unexpressed and unexplored assumptions determine everything in their life. My name is Mr. 2020, and today we're going to explore identity. We're going to explore the black box of you. The black box of you is full of all kinds of experiences that you've had in your entire life. It's also full of the stories that you've been invited to listen to and accept as true. The black box of you takes endless amount of input and creates a collage that you live from. A collage never has the detail of real life. Well, maybe it's not really a collage. What do they call those things where they take a bunch of broken bits like tiles or glass or something and they make an image out of it? What we do is we take a lot of broken bits. Bits from here, bits from there. You see, Victoria goes silent sometimes. And she's like a nuclear submarine that stops, that goes quiet. And even though her body's in the room, I can't locate her. I don't know where she's gone. And in my previous experiences, when people go silent, that's trouble. That's stressful. And if it was my unexplored assumptions running my day from my black box, I'd be in trouble. Wondering, what did I do wrong? What's she thinking? When are the nukes going to be launched? Not fun. On the other hand, there's a couple ways we can explore this. There's a simple way we can explain this. Don't let your identity be a label. Let your identity be an exploration. I am continuously exploring the world through 3 states. There's a few more, but the 3 that I enjoy most. Well, there's loving husband, loving teacher, loving puppy dad. And recently I changed states. See, I also have some states that I enjoy. I enjoy being a BMW owner. Victoria still has hers, but I've changed my state. I now enjoy being a Mercedes owner. I've got a classic collectible Mercedes that's just divine. More on that some other time. But I enjoy Apple products. I enjoy using technology like this to make a difference in the world. I enjoy speaking and writing. Happy Loving Teacher has things that Happy Loving Teacher enjoys. That state of Happy Loving Teacher, it's like my daily destiny. And from that daily destiny, from that mountaintop that I live from, I see these other mountains, potential podcasts, courses I can create, seminars I can structure. Oh my God, talk about good fun. I suggest that you explore, that you become extremely curious, that you allow yourself to take a walk in the woods with who you choose to be in the world. Because happy loving husband, happy loving teacher, happy loving puppy dad, those 3, if they take a walk in the woods, they've got some experiences that are delightful, that bring forth light into the world. On the other hand, I could have unexplored assumptions and stuff just running in the background about money crises. You know, the election's coming up. Better not spend any money. There's an election coming up and they just changed the candidates. Better not spend any money. Better not make any investing. Better just sit around and let my guts be tied up in my knots. And if my guts get tied up in my knots, then I'm not doing anything, I'm not living. I'm not coming from a lovely state. Imagine if I decided, oh my God, there's a change in the election in the old country. It's going to affect my mom and my dad, and maybe my inheritances, and my customers, my clients, how many people are going to buy things this week. And if I take a walk in the woods like that, I'm not going to see much at all. Because in that black box, there's a lot of bouncing around. Instead of some core identities, organizing things in some cool ways, my wander into the woods, well, I probably won't even see the woods. Years ago, I was teaching these two guys Tai Chi in the old country. They'd come in and pay me once a week. And we're walking down to the park, and these guys are so lost in their heads. They drove an hour to come see me, then they would spend the walk down to the park bitching about how much I charge. All right, well, there's a guy closer to us that charges less. Well, he doesn't know anything. Go see him, right? Save your gas money. And we're walking down, and they're just commenting, and then they're just lost in their heads. And I said, did you notice the flowers in the trees? Because there were flowers in the trees. They didn't even notice that the trees were there. And they fell into each other. And I said, look, you can think about Tai Chi, or you can do it. They call it the Grand Ultimate for a reason. It brings you back to something. It invites you to some grounded experience. I invite you to some grounded experience. But here's what's funny to me. I'll just call them Bob number 1 and Bob number 2. And when Bob number 1 fell into Bob number 2, and when Bob number 2 fell into Bob number 1, they were just bobbing along. Clueless that they were clueless. Lost in these internal constructions about what matters is the mundane, is the money, is the who's going to be president. And what matters was, are you hungry or not? The world of a victim is awful small. On the other hand, when you take the time to explore you and the truth that sets you free, you get to discover that you aren't just a reactive being. You're a prophet. You're your own savior. And it all begins with exploring identity. If you got gold today, identity-based manifesting is what I'd suggest strongly. Go take a look at what's in that pack. It'll make no sense to you, but it just might inspire you to click the button and dive deeper. Because here's the deal. Your identity determines all of your activity. All that you do and all of the activity around you. A walk in the woods with a happy, loving teacher just might change your life. A walk in the woods with a happy, loving husband sure does give to my wife. Dive deeper, soar higher. Imagine something yummy as we go into the silence. So a lot of people try to change the stuff thinking the stuff will make things change. If I've got more stuff, if I got different stuff, then I'll be happy. That's like saying I'd be happy once I got the Mercedes. I was happy with the Bimmer. I got a hankering for a Mercedes. In other words, every now and then, you add a little bit of spice to the rice. But I'll tell you something. You ready? I invite you to become infinitely curious about who else you can be and how else you can experience the world. Because I can promise you, focusing on stuff turns you into a stuff. And you're not a stuff. You're the wisdom, the power, the love of God. You're the operant power. Neville Goddard said, creation is finished. What we are selectors. And I invite you to select some identities that really give to you. And you can do that on your own, or you can dance with us. Go to identitybasedmanifesting.com. What's there is huge, and it'll rock your world. Have a lovely day. See ya.